Hi guys, welcome to the Rosemary Show. My name is Rose, your host. My guest today is a beautiful young lady with a heart for God. We met while at Caris Bible College a few years ago. Today, using her own personal experience, my guest is going to talk about dating, getting over your ex, and God in your heart. My guest today is Thelma. Thelma, so happy that you're here.
I'm happy too.
Now, Thelma, let's get straight into this.
Okay.
I was watching one of your YouTube channels. It was entitled How to Get Untangled from Someone, brackets, Guard Your Heart. You started off by saying how to get over heartbreak, and I was thinking, oh my God, who broke Thelma's heart? Who broke Thelma's heart? Thelma, who broke your heart?
I wouldn't say, me having a broken heart, but it is definitely an accumulation of stuff
Yeah.
that hurt my heart.
Okay. From the opposite sex?
You know what? We will say, yeah, it is
Yeah.
from the opposite sex, but
Okay.
definitely accumulation.
And that's where you've got a bag of experience and put the show together. Well, your
Got a
YouTube
lot
show.
to say, Rose.
Okay. Let's get into it then. You put 5 ways to get untangled. Now, I thought, you're young. I mean, how old are you?
21.
21. So I'm thinking, she's 21 and giving all this experience. Wow. And I was loving some of these points. So 5 ways to get untangled. The first one was cut it. Just go with that. Just go with it. Cut it. Go on, explain it.
Okay, the reason why I said cutting it is because we don't realize it, but we say that we want to get over situations, but still have them on their phones, have them on our phones.
You mean their phone numbers?
Yeah, having their
Contacts?
phone numbers, having their social medias, having their photos, and whether we like it or not, you'll be looking at those photos and you'll be just like, I miss this person, and all of a sudden you're reminiscing all the things that happened,
Yeah.
good or bad.
Yeah.
And it's like you're never gonna get out of this situation if you don't just put an end to it.
Wow. 21 and saying that, cut it, just cut it. How does a 21-year-old just cut it? Wow, I am so amazed. Now, the next one was my most favorite one. Call it. Just explain that.
I was saying that, whatever they did, you need to call it out. You need to express how it made you feel at that time, because you don't realize it, but our heart is literally a cup and situations are water. So you fill it up more and more and more, and it gets to a point where it saturates. And then, it's starting to overflow. That's when you realize, dear, I haven't been dealing with all of this thing that's been building up, and I haven't been talking about it.
Yeah.
And then now I'm here and it's just overflowing of all the bad things.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, this is
Call
what
it.
it is. You need to call it.
So if he's a thief, he's a thief.
He's a thief. Say it out loud.
If he's a cheat,
He's a cheat. Say it.
just say it as it is.
Exactly. Say it as it is.
Okay, so I just love that. Just say it as it is, call it. You said cancel it. Now, go into that one as well.
So cancelling it, it actually came from a sermon. And I was like, what does he mean by cancelling it? And I remember that, we can have relationships around us. It could be friendships, whatever it could be. But let's say you're not friends with that person anymore. When you keep the things that belongs to them, it is a wound. You always remember those things. You always associate those things to that person. Or even,
So you're saying my necklace, my ring.
Yes, you look at them and you can't tell me that you're not going to be thinking of where that's coming from.
So what am I meant to do with it?
Get rid of it.
My ring.
Get
My
rid of it.
So that's how you're saying cancel it.
Yes, because it has an emotional attachment. That's what it is. It has an emotional attachment. When you look at that ring or at that necklace, you're thinking about that person, about what that person did to you. And each time you're just coming back to the same situation over
So
and
car,
over
you bought you a car?
and over. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. If you really want to move on, you get rid of it.
Wow, you're serious about it. You're serious. You also said confess it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Talk about it. Something that I realized is that you can't keep stuff in your heart at all. And at the time, my best friend had moved back to her country. And I remember just being me and God. And I was like, God, I was the type of girl, I'm I could cry easily in front of my best friend.
Yeah.
But then when I get home, it's like I've got too much stuff to do
Yeah.
to be crying. So I'm just like, I put it over. And then when I want to deal with it, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And then I haven't dealt with it. It's just not coming back out
You
anymore.
just pushed it to the back
It's
of your
just,
mind.
yeah. And then I remember just having this picture where I was like, I saw the hand of God just, holding my hand and saying, it's okay, just come. And I just burst out in tears. And that's when I realized that he was the one I needed to be confessing those things.
Yeah.
He knows, but it
Yeah.
definitely helps you to
Yeah.
confess it.
Yeah. So not leaving it bottled up inside,
Yeah.
all that hurt and
100%.
pain.
100%. It just accumulates.
Okay.
And then that's when this whole thing of baggage comes from.
Yeah.
You have so much that you think is fine, but
Yeah.
really it's not.
Okay. Then finally, in regards to 5 ways to get untangled, you said, cast it onto the Lord.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would say that, and I would shout it over on top of everything, cast it onto the Lord. I tell you something, when you make God your priority and the most important person in your life, the person that will not judge you, the person that will comfort you, the person that will heal you,
Yeah.
he's the best person you could go to for situations like that. You'd be like, I can't talk to God about my feelings. Yes, you can.
You can. You can talk to him about
He wants
everything.
to hear it. He
Yeah.
wants to hear about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I did that, and it was an amazing experience.
Wow.
Because then I really started healing from
Yeah.
all of those years. That's when the
Yeah.
healing really started.
Yeah. Did you ever feel rejected at any point?
Well, this is what all of it was about. This is what where the heartache was coming from, is because, as a teenager, from maybe, I'd say 11, 12-ish until what, 18, 19,
Yeah.
You would, when you're in school and you think you're in love with someone, but really you're not in love.
Yeah.
You just like the person or appreciate the person.
Yeah.
At the time, I did not know what was the difference between liking someone and loving someone. Love is like what Jesus did. Jesus died for us, right?
Yeah.
So for love, you would die for a person.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, would I be die for any of these guys I thought I was in love with? No. So it wasn't love.
So you liked them?
It wasn't love. I liked them.
Yeah.
Or I fancied
Yeah.
them, but I didn't love them.
Did they reject you though?
They did.
Okay.
Every single one of them.
Why?
But I realized that at that time, I am so grateful they did,
Yeah.
Rose, because had they not done that, I would have been in so many situations
Wow.
that I did not need to be in. And I
Yeah.
think it was God protecting
Yeah.
me. I really do. Because most of my friends, I've watched them, going out with those guys and experiencing stuff. I was like, oh my God, I'm missing out. I really wasn't, because they came out of it
Wow.
completely heartbroken. And I was like, God, you were protecting me from all of this whole time.
Yeah.
And I thought that you were depriving me from stuff,
Yeah.
but he wasn't. He was protecting me. And I was like, yes, Lord.
You've just reminded me of one incident at school for me. I was so in love with this boy. You know when you write, you put a heart and R, rose for that other person there. It was an S at the time, so R for S. And my friends went and told him that I liked him. I went to a girls' school, so the boys' school was next to it. And he agreed to meet me, so he hadn't seen me. And I remember I was waiting at the bus stop. I got myself all fixed up. And he took one look at me, looked me up and down and went, I was so heartbroken.
No way.
Yeah.
That's what guys, you need to be careful what you do.
I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like
Wow.
you just said, God was protecting me
Yeah.
from something.
But you
know,
don't see it when
and
that
I didn't see it at the
happens, do
time. I
you?
was just,
Yeah.
I felt rejected. And that really, I think I took that into later life. You carry it with you, because that was my
Yeah.
first person that I liked. Not love. We won't call it love, because like you said, would I die for him now?
No. That's when you see the big difference. You're like, no, it's
But
not worth
it
that.
was embarrassing because my friends were there and they were all looking at me, and they knew my heart, and I think they thought I was pretty.
Yeah, wow.
But
Exactly.
obviously-
Exactly. But you know what? I've had so many of those experiences. But the thing is, what I really regret with time now is thinking that I loved the person,
Yeah.
because I didn't.
Yeah.
And because of that, I would, allow grief in my heart for something that I didn't even
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
I didn't love them.
Yeah.
I liked them, I thought they had great style. I
Yeah.
thought they had great haircut, but that wasn't love. You know?
This guy had a really good curly perm, so I did, yeah, he did have a great hairstyle. However, my regret is wasting all that ink, with the hearts and the R for S. I mean, I just repeated it on all my books, wasted my ink. So yeah, there is regret there for me.
That's it. But you got rid of it. Look,
Yeah.
it's not there anymore.
No. Oh gosh, no. Oh no. Now, you also went on to say, guard your heart. And you said, if you see these signs, this is when you really need to be guarding your heart.
Oh, yeah.
And you listed 4. You said one of them was pursuit. If he's not pursuing you.
Rose, I've honestly, and I'm still learning about it. I really am. You know, something that I've learned, because I do love to watch sermons on stuff. I watch loads of them and I enjoy it. And one of them that I realized that, guys, they have this animal in them that they need to be pursuing stuff, right? So if they are to be pursuing us, why is the person that's supposed to be pursuing for? Why are you pursuing when you're supposed to be pursued?
Yeah.
That's when I realized
So don't run him down.
No. And if he really wants you, believe me, he'll hunt you down.
Yeah.
He will,
Amen.
just like a lion.
Yeah. My husband hunted me down. He did.
He will. Exactly. It's in their nature. It's in their blood. That's what they like.
Yeah.
So then if you're now being the one who's hunting them, they're going to be bored.
Yeah.
Because then you're removing their whole purpose.
Yeah. Okay. So no pursuit. No pursuing.
Don't pursue.
You said about if they're not returning your calls. You mentioned that as well. And you mentioned something about, I wasn't familiar with this. The 3-second rule. You said you used to do it when you were kids. If they don't respond in 3 seconds.
Oh yeah. That's so prideful. You'd be like, oh my God, like he's answered my messages like 3 hours. I'm not answering for the next 3 days. Boy, bye. And I realized that we're growing. We don't have times for those games anymore, okay?
Yeah.
If you're not going to reply to me, then that's fine. Make it clear that, okay, we're not going in that direction so that I don't waste your time and you don't waste mine.
Yeah. You also went on to say, if you're the one that's keeping the conversation going, so they're quiet and you're going on to the next subject and the next subject and the next subject.
I remember just having this conversation with one of my best friends, and it was like the worst thing for someone to do is to beg for conversation. Literally, when you be like, you finished asking him something, and then after that, he's not saying anything else. And it's like, now you're having to come up with something else just to keep the conversation going. You shouldn't have to beg for conversation with someone if you're talking to someone who likes you back. You don't have to, because you'll ask a question and then he'll be like, ooh, what do you think? Or, okay, this, that. You'll be having, it is going to flow. You shouldn't have to force it. And I had to learn that the hard way, that if someone is not, answering you, is giving you don't pursue it. It's
so
not
have
worth
you
it.
forced conversations?
Oh,
is that
girl,
what you're saying?
I have.
So at what point do you stop? When did you notice this isn't going anywhere?
It was after the whole situation was over, believe it or not. That's when I was like, when you look back and you're like, dang it, I should have seen that he wasn't interested. He wasn't interested, because otherwise he would have been, trying to pursue the conversation as much as I was, trying to entertain the conversation as much as I was, and I was just forcing onto something that wasn't working. So
And you also mentioned about repeated excuses.
Oh, oh God.
So I'm taking it you've had lots of excuses.
You know what? I've seen loads. All right. I've experienced very few, because I'm not brave like that. I'm brave on message, but that's about it. But I remember like watching my friends, or I had only one situation where it was like, I was just trying to be nice, saying that you're shy, let's go out, or not just me and you, no, in a group of friends, let's go and, I don't know, watch a movie or something. Oh no, I can't, because I have to go and visit my grandma. Oh no, my cat's dead. Oh no, there's, and at the time you're like, oh, your cat's dead. Bless your heart, bless your God. So I'm praying for your cat.
But it's dead.
But really, it's not even, he hasn't even got a cat, okay? So that's when I was like, okay, I see.
Yeah.
This is how you work.
Okay. So you're saying if you see these signs, just guard your heart because there's
Of
clearly
course
something
do.
not right here.
Of course.
So don't put your heart out there because it's going to
That's
be
it.
broken.
That's it. You know what it is I realized just a few days ago that maybe most women are just like me and my friends. It's like if we like someone and we see them as a potential husband, we in our head we've done the wedding, we've gone on our honeymoon, we have the place where we're going to be living at, we know the hotel we're going to be going to for
Yeah.
our honeymoon,
Yeah.
and it's like we allow our hearts to go so many places without even knowing how the other person is feeling.
Yeah.
So I was talking about it to my friend the other time. I was like, so that's really our problem because we like the person, but in our heart we've already gone so far.
Yeah,
And that's
you've gone
when
ahead.
it becomes dangerous because that's when now I'm exposing my heart to so much.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen like that,
Yeah.
I get heartbroken
Yeah.
or my heart hurts. Oh.
Oh. So guard your heart, girls.
Guard
That's
your
the
heart.
advice.
Guard your heart.
Guard your heart. So you ended with advising young ladies. You said, this is the advice I'd like to give to young ladies. You said, work on yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. You know, something that I've learned, Rose, is that you only can set the standards for yourself, right? And the more you work on you, the higher your standards go. So if you don't have any value for yourself, you can't expect a guy to have value for you because you don't know your standard.
Yes.
He doesn't know your standard. He's going to create the standard for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
If before you were like, boo, if you want to take me out, I want a 5-star, restaurant. If you don't know that you're worth that much, he's
Yeah.
going to take you to McDonald's. It's what's going to happen.
What's wrong with McDonald's?
I think as a girl, if a guy is really interested, he will that's probably the most he'll ever do.
Yeah.
If you guys end up being together, that's probably the most he's ever
Yeah.
going to do. So the most is going to be McDonald's. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You're taking time out of my
Yeah.
day, out of my schedule.
Yeah.
You better make it worth it.
Okay.
Okay.
So no McDonald's. No
No
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
You said know your worth, and I think you've just mentioned that in this conversation as well. Just knowing
Oh, 100%.
that you're worth a lot more,
Yes, 100%.
a lot more than McDonald's.
Oh, yes, that's it. And, I realized that if we as women could work on ourselves and work on who we want to be, then, you know your worth. I
Yeah.
remember thinking at the time, there was this guy I liked 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I remember it's only recently that he's really been like, oh, Thelma, I like you. But my standard is so much higher now, where it's
Yeah.
like, at the time, I probably would have given you a chance.
Yeah.
I didn't know what standard was. I didn't have any.
Yeah.
But now that I know what I'm worth, I don't think you'd be able to match the expectations that I would be expecting of you.
So you know your worth.
I know my worth.
You also said about being happy, being
Oh,
single.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I think that's amazing.
You know what? I used to hate that idea.
Yeah.
Being happy, being single. I'm going to be happy when I have a man in my life is when I'm going to be happy. Because I grew up with, how do you say it? With Disney Channel, right? I grew up with Disney Channel all over me. So I would be watching movies all day long, And it was like, Beauty and the Beast, Camp Rock. I've watched, name them, I've watched them. And, it was almost like your life really starts when you have a man in your life. And I realized with growing up that no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
When you love you, that's when the guy be like, "Ooh, she loves herself. Ooh, she be taking herself out. Dang, I like that," And I've only
That's so
realized that
true.
the past few months. And it's like, okay, we've had Valentine's Day that's just passed. Most of the single girls would be like, "Oh my God, I don't have a man. What am I
Yeah.
going to do with my life?" Girl, I was like, Friday's my paycheck. I am taking me out. I bought some clothes. I was like, everything I would like him to, I'll get it for myself. I don't need you to get me anything. I'll get it for myself. And then you can top up your game when you come in the picture.
Oh.
But I was glad because I was
Yeah.
loving myself. I was
Yeah.
enjoying me. And I think that's the most important thing to do.
Loving
Love
yourself.
yourself.
Loving
Oh,
yourself.
yeah. Because, we think that if we want someone else to love ourselves, the day that person doesn't love you anymore and you didn't love yourself, you're in trouble.
Oh.
Because if
Yeah.
if you didn't love yourself, he could be like, I don't love you no more, or I don't find you attractive anymore. But because
Yeah.
you love yourself first, he'd be
Yeah.
like, boo, I don't care.
Yeah.
I look fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye.
get over it. Exactly. But if you don't love
Yeah.
yourself, then you'd be like, oh my God. And then, you know, stuff like depression start.
Yeah.
And many things that, you know,
Mental
unnecessary
health.
things
Yeah.
that come
Heartbreak,
as
like
a
you said.
result of that. Exactly.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you love yourself first, you'd be like, boy, bye.
So guard your heart.
That's it. 100% guard your heart.
Now, as we come to the end of the show, I'm going to give you 3 words.
Okay.
And what I'd like you to do is, using those words,
Okay.
just say something that God has laid on your heart.
Okay.
So the first word is life.
Life. Oh my God. You guys, there is so much life to be enjoying. So much. There's so much that God has created for us to enjoy. Just enjoy that life is beautiful. Don't focus on unnecessary things. Focus on God and enjoy life.
Oh, amen. Gosh. Faith.
Faith. Faith. Oh God, faith is such a. You know what? I'm not saying stop loving, but definitely have faith in everything, you know, because God will bring the right thing for you. Don't be discouraged by anything I said. Just have faith to know that God has the best for you and He will fulfill it. I promise.
And finally, hope.
Hope. I think it just carries on with what I just said.
Yeah.
It's not over. If you've experienced what if you've experienced what I've experienced and you're still going, trust me, it's not over. It's not. The day will be over is the day you'll be in heaven. Then it'll be over. Until then, you still got to keep your hope.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, thank you so much for spending your time with me. You're so
Thank you for having me.
beautiful.
Don't say that.
When you do meet Mr. Right, please invite me to the wedding.
Oh, you will be invited, Rose. You will.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. God
Thanks
bless
for having
you.
me. Thank you.
Guys, thank you for joining us today on the Rosemary Show. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless. Bye.